is the feeling that you have flow moving your day and everything is coming together because you're open and you're playing. And that is business too, because business is about playing and flow. And you already know what you want to get done. I mean, you think about it. We've been doing business for a while. Most people that are hanging around Maureen and me, you've already been doing business for a while, but you're finding that this business stuff feels like business. Well, crud. I could go back and do my accounting work and I could open that door and I could, press myself in. And sometimes we show up like this in our days. We feel compressed. And I could go in there and I could open up my office door and then I could go in there and I could just be in front of that computer and that's what I do. Or you could find out what that play word means for you. So we're going to hold the space here at the Fresh Inspiration Show with Maureen Xavier doing her 6-week expert journey with us. And we get to learn a lot about what it is to feel stuck. And I love how Maureen comes in with her discussions, her intuitive discussions that opens up space for everybody in the room. It doesn't feel like it's focused in on one person because she can feel the energy of beings that are going to be here and the beings that are going to be coming even in recording. So we're here for you. So my name is Rhonda Liebig. I am the founder and the creator of this expert series. And I'm so happy that you're here. To be able to interact with us, type away. Give yourself acknowledgement that, hey, I'm here, and give yourself the opportunity to ask questions. Give me any ahas, and I'm going to share everything that I can with Maureen as I catch it as you're going through your journey with us. Maureen, welcome in to this platform. We've been doing this journey together. I have been having tons of fun with you, my friend.
Oh, thank you. I am grateful to be here. And literally, as you said, the people that are here and the people that are going to listen to it, I literally felt, this is the sharing, just total open kimono here about what happens. I literally felt that an energy wave come in to go through. So don't know who's here, don't know who's going to be here, but the energy's here.
Hey, guess who just said hello? Katarina Rando.
Oh, there you go. She's a big energy being.
Katarina.
Hello, Katarina.
You ask, my friend, any intuitive questions you have, you ask, my friend. We're here. The Fresh Inspiration Show is here for you. I'm holding the space for Maureen today. So, Maureen, last week, when we got the opportunity to connect, we started doing this whole play back and forth. And I really enjoyed listening more and more about some of the breakthroughs that you've been having. It was really fun talking about Maureen, the earthly being of the ways that you were getting stuck for the week, and some of the downloads that you were starting to get for yourself. And you could feel your journey being lifted and move forward in spaciousness because you realized that you were in your head. Those discussions, I feel, really helped a lot of people. That was one of the things that really got me, because I love being vulnerable. When you share that, it feels very powerful because it allows us to see we're all human, but this is your passion. This is how you get to serve, by acknowledging.
Was there any one thing that still resonates with you, like you took away and you're remembering and owning from our conversation?
One thing, yes, let me think here. Let me pull out one thing. I believe the one thing that really stuck out that I could, that's like right there in front for me right now, is that you realized that even though I was already saying, Maureen, you're fabulous. I see how unique you are too from so many people. The story that you shared was how you realized how much you were working at the head base
Mhm.
and where you were finding that your next part of your journey, when you acknowledged that, how it opened you up. And then I said, Maureen, just hearing that, I could feel it in my heart, like I felt like this freedom. And it was my check-in with myself at that moment too, to say, here, wait, here, here, here. And
Oh,
I felt that when you were saying it. I really appreciate the acknowledgement that of stuff that in the journey you're going through. What's been happening for you this week, my friend?
So I appreciate that question. And before we go there, maybe it would be helpful for the viewers, the listeners, to tune in with themselves. Like where are they right now? Like to really be open, be present with, you know, we've got like three areas of instincts. We may have millions more and I don't even know about them, but like there's a brain, there's a, you know, a head. I think we most of the people that live on planet Earth right now are more naturally heady than anything, especially if you're living in the Silicon Valley. So there's areas of intelligence, right? There's the head, there's the brain, there's the thinking, there's the heart intelligence. So, and this is part of an answer to your question as I'm reading this book I brought up last week again, Love Without End, where there's a chapter on heart intelligence, sacred heart intelligence. Like our heart intelligence is what already has the map for our unique soul journey. You know, so the listener here, heart, what's your relationship with your heart like? Do you feel comfortable tuning into your heart? Is it scary tuning into your heart? Do you ever tune into your heart? And I'm just going to sit and breathe while we be with that and just really check for yourself. Does it feel safe for you to honor your heart? To notice what your heart wants to say now. What if it was possible for your journey to be a heart-centered journey? What might be possible for you? What business might you lead? Who might you become? What would you leave behind? So let's just keep breathing and be with that. And then to complete what I was saying, the third area of intelligence is your gut, your solar plexus. So we, you know, some people default to head, to heart, to gut. Some people are out of balance. I know my personal journey, I was and still am dealing with out of balance in the head space. I had trauma as a child. I was physically in danger as a child and really afraid as a child because there was a lot of fighting going on in my house. And what I did to cope, the coping mechanism I developed as a child was to try to think my way out of it. So I've placed my safety for most of my life in my thoughts. Guess what? That's part of why I'm becoming so aware of how in my head I've been, because I've placed my safety in my thoughts. So what's present for you, Rhonda, or what is present for people that are listening?
The what if around the heart, I feel safer when I'm in my heart. I feel I show up even when I'm by myself, like how I show up and how I'm being at that moment, it feels safer. This is quite a bit of work that I've been working on for years. I had a lot of chaos growing up, and I thought the safety was in here. Wait, what were the facts? Okay, why did that have to happen? Now, if I could go back to that, if I could remember that, and my brain would so go there and I would get lost in that. I have a lot of fear around some things that happened to me that I have really enjoyed the journey of realizing how powerful it's brought me into this space of really being able to be with the stuff that translate when I was younger. So the heart helps so that I know that everything is going to be the way that it's going to be. If I go in my head, I get scared, and I know that my thyroid body release journey was here stuck and in my belly, stuck in the receiving. The heart centered journey allows me to run the Fresh Inspiration show and feel such a divine flow. Never have questions, just let it go. That like ever feeling flow. So that allows me to be who I am. So that heart center to me is important, and it's in the sense that it lets things be fun and playful. And when things aren't fun, I know that I've left this area. So that's my base.
That's beautiful that you're already living there. I'm on that journey. I'm not there yet. I know I tune into it. I know people sometimes, my husband asked me over the weekend, why do you put your hand on your heart? I
Yeah.
literally put my hand on my heart to help resonate with it, to pay attention to it, to listen to it.
Yeah. And we
Because
have some people here. Please share if you want. And Maureen is holding the space, and I'm holding the space here also. Check in if you want. I see Katerina came by, but we have quite a few people that are here. And give yourself the opportunity to speak anything about where you may be stuck and where you see that heart sense is taking you. Maureen has asked some questions, and so I was giving information as you were speaking to Maureen so they could look and be caught up with what's happening. I'm letting Maureen go through her process right now too. So I'm allowing some space to be quiet. But if you want to add in some comments, the Fresh Inspiration community, I am here to share with Maureen.
so there's another question coming to me to share is what if the heart was safer than you thought? What might be the driver for your life then? Hmm. Yeah, I felt the energy shift. So I don't know if that question was just for me and or for the group, maybe all of the above.
I think all of the above, Maureen. That's a big question. And I wonder, community, what you think about this. This is something that you don't get to hear often, because you will have people around us, like our friends and family, and we'll hear people open and close their heart based on certain things once you start connecting with the heart. So, what if the heart was safer than you thought? What might be the driver then? That is so interesting, Maureen. How could heart be safety? And we're discovering that, like, this. I think this is the a big question that is being proposed right now. Then the driver, I mean, do you really have a task list and you're like, okay, 1, 2, like it's in your face. But what if you went, oh, here, wait, I already know. And your heart opens up and you feel the energy and you feel the energy. You know, no, I already know. I've been doing this for a while. I've been living on this earth for a while, or I've been having these relationships for a while, or I've been running business for a while. No, I know. So then if the heart is leading, is that your driver or is there another space? Because you have your second chakra that you were talking about, Maureen.
No, actually, it's your third chakra. The solar plexus is your third chakra.
Oh, okay. Third chakra. So you got that. And that's the divine space of like receiving all your nutrients, receiving information, being able to nurture your body, your earthly body, and also your heart to be able to flow and keep things moving along. Maureen, you were saying as you're getting your flow, I would like to ask you a question. I feel when we get to connect, I feel your heart. We are all in this space, like not of perfection. Like, so when I said, like, that's the way that I work on like daily, because I wasn't raised around that. I don't think most of us were. And you said you're working on that. I feel like you are so heart centered and you are in your journey like we all are. Do you feel when you're saying that you're working on that, do you feel like you're ready for big, it's going to happen once you get more out of here and into the flow of what we were talking about last week? Do you feel like that is what's opening for you every day?
Well, I think what's happening is I'm becoming more and more aware of how lost in thoughts I've been. So when you say your heart's, I appreciate, I acknowledge, I take in my heart centeredness. It's been a conscious, committed journey. I don't know how many years ago now. I like started consciously more tuning into my heart. And I can only speak for me right now. Like, as I recommit, like 2021 is about connecting deeper to the Sacred Heart and having that be my center of existence. And there's 7 dimensions of the Sacred Heart. So since I committed to that, the universe says, yes, yahoo, go ahead. It's making me even more and more and more and more aware of how my normal way of being has been, what you want to call it, ego self, thought self, false self, living in the mass consciousness, not knowing who I am.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a discovery of what is even more available and even more, oh my God, how lost I as an individual have been in consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
That it's not good, it's not bad, it's not right, it's not wrong. It's just not knowing myself as the unique being that I really am, which is where I've committed to. That's part of my journey. It's part of my waking up. It's part of, like, literally right now what's happening on the planet. Part of why we are seeing the divisions that we are is like part of the journey of the galaxy, Mother Earth. We as a human population are, 1221 was a line in the sand, energetically a line in the sand for choosing love, choosing play, choosing flow or not. And it's just that the separation is going to keep getting bigger and bigger, So it's part of our free will to choose what works better, or to even be aware that's, you know, this is part of like 2020. So many people say, oh my God, it's been for us to become aware in conscious reality of the water we've been swimming in all along. That's a lot of it's been hidden.
Mm-hmm.
I think that
Mm-hmm.
was kind of a long and windy answer.
Uh, I'm
Um,
I'm following. And okay, so the 2020 year, everything that we've been swimming in is what is also starting to be acknowledged through the 2020 year. It was like in the shadows, or it was hidden, so it was coming up, and we were able to
yes.
be, when we're in the head sense, and and tell me anything I'm saying that's not flowing for you. And when we're in the head, it's this fight or flight. So we're seeing, oh, division, oh, changes, oh, this or that. And when we get the opportunity to see where we are, and to get that flow and start feeling where that shows up for us, then what happens is, what I've been seeing, is that we start seeing, like, how special relationships are, how special love, like, oh, I love these things. And then the vitality, the excitement of the journey, of having every day full of energy and flow. We're in the reality, well, this is what's going on. And we can go in there and go in a space that does not serve us if we are sitting here. If we're sitting here, we get to pull out and flow and being in the reality, so then we can keep the positivity, keep everything flowing and moving forward, so that we can come in. What I've been talking about is like locking arms, that we can come together and say, okay, I got you. I got you. And this heart center continues to keep growing then. And if we are here and we realize we're here so much, we may want to close off, and it can truly affect the journey moving forward. So what you're saying then is 2021, there you're seeing divisions, but this is truly actually the time in Heart Center where it becomes stronger, coming together.
Yeah, one of the things I'm going to say in relation to what you were talking about is literally when we are brain centered, thought centered, mind centered, we think linear. Like it's like our mind is a computer. Like our mind provides information based upon input. Our mind solves problems, but there's a limitation on the full opportunity that life can be when we see through our mind, when we are our mind. That's part of why people get so afraid,
Yeah.
is there's literally limits and boundaries and woohoo, they're literally like, that's the way, that's part of the programming, is once one sees through their mind, whereas the heart is the breath of reality. It's a multi-dimensionalness that if you're willing to trust, faith and consciousness, right? It takes faith. There's no other way around this. Faith is going to be what's required to take the leap out of the brain and into the heart. One of the things I've heard is what the longest journey you'll ever take is the 18 inches between your head and your heart. Literally, it takes faith to literally leap that brain is not the source of your safety, that those thoughts are not the source of your safety, that, the stories that you live in are not the source of who you are. And that's a big one. But that's what's up. I think that's part of what literally is up for us as a people right now, is being willing to take a chance to take a leap of faith that the answers that are truly here for us are not going to be found here. And there's just so much more to be talked about than that. But
On Sunday, my husband and I, we were talking. Our daughter just turned 15, and I started crying, and I was saying, we are, our spirits are so much together. When I look at the 22 years of being together, that we have strengths individually, and how wonderful it is to have this bond and feel like we're spiritually connected, so that we can do tag you're it, because we all have different ways we show up. And sometimes when Jeff is showing up more in his cerebral, I get the opportunity to hold the space in the heart center and allow him, because he adjusts so quick. So if I give him a love and I look at him and I stay here, instead of, oh my gosh, my husband is, is being this jerk or whatever, earthly kind of words, going back and forth and wanting to fight that way. I go, here, wait, here, my husband's having a hard time, and he can do the same for me. Wait, Rhonda's not showing up the way that she likes to. It's fun partnering with this too, because we get to practice it. Like throughout the day, us entrepreneurs, we get opportunities and things in our face that are like, here, wait, you've been here all day. Go take a break and go, do your work that's going to allow you to go. But when you're in your relationship, to work together is like the dual of it is even magnifies. And then you start bringing community in as a business, and you hold space for people and that power. So I can find why we want to be locking arms in 2021. Like that heart center is, I see you, I get you, I see you, that flow, and allowing things to grow that way. It's so different. We get to show up the same each time, because the heart is the heart is the heart. The mind is what starts playing and doing things that that kind of take off in a different way, that doesn't feel so fun.
And I want to share something about, so I had a client last week or 2 weeks ago that I was working with, actually. So this is part of the possibility, right, of people's perception of the heart. Like I was talking to her about the heart, and her default, like she hasn't been willing or able yet to tune in to allow her heart to be her guide, because she identifies heart with emotion. So she thought, oh, if I go in my heart, then I'm going to show up in my emotions all the time.
Mm.
So that's not what I'm talking about here. And maybe there's other people out here that have that same thought or idea too.
I agree.
Is it's the heart, it's an area of intelligence. It's an act. When I talk about the heart, it's an access point to the truth of who we are. The universe, source, God, whatever you want to call it, is limitless. It's beyond what we can even think. And we are one aspect of that. And when I say tuning into your heart or connecting to your heart, it's when we can get present with our connection, our unique spot in the universe. The book I was reading was talking about, we are a puzzle piece. We came with our unique signature of what we are here to do. For you, that shows up like play. When we're doing our job, when we're filling our role, when we're being who we're here to be, it feels exciting, play, woohoo. And sometimes just getting there, trusting ourselves to be there is the biggest, trickiest journey we can be on.
Yeah.
Is to allow ourselves to trust that if we let ourselves really understand that, our business, our life, our relationships, money will flow. The universe isn't going to bring us here to do what we're here to do and say, sorry, we're going to leave you out high and dry now. No, that's the place when we allow ourselves to be there, that we can be running that way. That's, the guy with the cranberry juice playing the, with after his car broke down with the Fleetwood Mac song. Who would have thought? Why he ended up on all these, never mind, off the subject. But see, like that's what it's meant to be. That's what it can be. That's the possibility that I live and I represent.
Look at you, Maureen. I'm so glad we got this video. Did everybody catch that play? Last week I was pulling on my scarf and playing. You get Maureen going. Woo! Yes. I love it, my friend. So we've been adding on each week. We're continuing this conversation and being able to add on. And I really get it. I get the intelligence part. Because it seems like everything is there right in front of you and then endless. Like I already know where things are going. I don't have to be here and think about strategies. I feel it right here. So the intelligence is I love how you express that, because I was speaking more in the emotional part, but I know that with relationships, there's strategies too. Like there's, the ebbs and flows, and that there's an intelligence within that part also, and not questioning and combating our relationships. Because at the beginning, you and I were talking about, oh yeah, we started our life where we were around a lot of combat, people displaying those kinds of energies. So we think, okay, we need to protect ourselves. We're going to close this off. But as we're talking about this in community, the intelligence is within the heart too, because that's the flow, the open space.
The connection to the truth of who we are.
The truth.
The Sacred Heart is the connection to the truth of who we are. That once you're created, you're eternal. You come and occupy a physical body for a period of time, but you never, once you are never not. Also, to add a little bit about emotions, we have like 9 bodies. Who we are, multi-dimensional beings. That's the game I play. You're an infinite being having a human experience. We have multi-dimensional beings. We have a physical body, we have a mental body, we have an emotional body, we have a spiritual body, we have a spiral body. So like emotions, it's one of our bodies. Our physical is one of our bodies. Our thoughts are one of our bodies. But no individual, we are not any one of things only. But I don't know about you, but I didn't come, like they didn't teach us that in school. I didn't come with an awareness of that. Maybe that will be the future, but it's a possibility that allow our emotions to flow, allow ourselves to have our thoughts, that no individual one of those things defines the truth of all that we are. That's what gives you faith to let go, to make the journey from your head to your heart.
I love it. My friend, where can we find you as we're going through this 6-week journey? We're getting in deeper. Today, what we really got into was the playing and the flow that happens with that, how that shows up, the different bodies that we have, and being able to have that play with it also. Where can people find you? What do you have going on this week?
So tomorrow, noon Pacific time, podcast launch with you. Is it you're on Facebook Live, right? So that's 12 p.m. Pacific time, return here.
Yep.
And Thursday evening, I have an ongoing community forum that's called Conversations with Spirit, Keys to Peace, Joy, and Prosperity. For the time being, it's a free community gathering on Zoom where you can show up with your intention, with your desire. And it's a group, it's basically, it's a question and answer, a group clearing, an activation. Everybody who shows up, they usually come with a desire, right? Something they want to know and or just want to be in community with like-minded people. And it's 5 p.m. Pacific time to 6:15 p.m. Pacific time. I will put the link for signing up in the thread.
Wonderful. And we are for the Fresh Inspiration Show podcast party that I love that you brought that up, Maureen. The 12 to 1 is where we get to do a special VIP gift. And we're going to be, first I wanted to bring up, we're going to be talking about what's in the podcast. Maureen, I loved some of the areas that came up, and it was about, what if perfectionism didn't, sit right there? How would life be? And we had some people expressing, that's one of their issues that they feel that they're working through. And so we had Deb Turnus come through and speak to that. So that's going to be in the podcast that that we recorded for you. Also about a lot about oh my gosh, Maureen, there were 3 really, really good themes. I'll make sure I put that in this posting so people know and get their free ticket. But there was wonderful themes threaded through your whole podcast for that hour. It was incredible. So we'll want to make sure that we highlight that. We'll recap some of that and see what happens in our conversation for an hour. We're going to have Shannon Sundberg, and she is the ULA life coach that's going to be coming in with us. Did you determine what you wanted to give as your VIP gift for somebody coming in?
It would be a free hour one-on-one consultation with me, breakthrough to flow.
Yeah.
Which the normal rate would be 200. Well, the normal rate for the breakthrough to flow session is $199. It would be my gift. And people that spend time with me, sometimes just the space to really sit and talk about what's important to you, where you really want your life to be, and to receive both Maureen guided and spirit guided support and breakthroughs. Sometimes that in and of itself, people say, oh, got what I want, got the clarity, got the answers. And other times it's a breakthrough to what more they really could use in order to live into the 2021 that their heart is wanting. They're really wanting for their lives.
I love that, my friend. Sounds fabulous. I can taste it. It just feels so divine. Thank you. Thank you, Maureen. And we are going to see you back here for the Fresh Inspiration, the 6-week expert series next Monday at 3:00 Pacific, 6:00 Eastern. Can't wait to see you tomorrow at 12:00 noon Pacific time. Have a fabulous day, community. I hope you got what you wanted. Make sure that you're adding here to the comments as we are maybe seeing you in replay, or if you want to come back as you were in live. Have an insightful day.